Nande Kano Odogundi Mozi na Baloko
Obinigwe na-ekwu okwu ogwelibe gbalụ Jehova ya lee Obinigwe na-ekwu okwu ọ ka na-ekwu okwu Obinigwe na-ekwuzi okwu ike Nnamdi Kanu Odogwu bili eze ndị Igbo gburugburu Nnamdi Kanu ọchịagha ụmụ Igbo Odogwu Biafra bili Odogwu ndị Mozi na-agbala ọkụ eziokwu n'enu wesikanu n'enu ụwa n'osi na chi ya dị mma mgbe mbụ ka sị na nwaeze enwelo nwa mana tata na nwaeze enwegokwa nwa mgbe mbụ ka sị na Igbo enwele eze mana tata na anyị bụ Igbo anyị enweghị ezenu Nnamdi bụ ya bụ eze ndị Igbo eziokwu n'enu ụwa ebuka eziokwu n'enu ụwa siri ikenu eziokwu n'enu ụwa esikanụ ọ bụ ịma na onye na-achọ onye aka ya dị ọcha na ọchụgide onye n'enu ụwa chụbịa n'ụwa ọmanụ o ji be nwata wonye aka ihenu aka lobe ya ilo n'oge ewetu ya n'enu ụwa nụ ife Nnamdi na-ekwu n'enu ụwa nụ na ọ bụ ka oge si dịrị n'ụmụ Igbo mmanụ eji wee nwee Naijiria ji atụ alele ili niile n'ụwa bọọlụ onye Igbo ịchọ ọchịchị na bọọlụ nụ gwa m ife ga-eme n'ụwa ka emezie n'ụwa wee metụ ụwa mma n'ọkwa bụ ndị Igbo bụ nsogbu anyị nwelu na anyị bụ ndị Igbo na anyị na-agbazi onwe anyị mgba gwa m ife ga-eme metụ ụwa mmanụ gwazie m ife ga-eme wee metụ ụwa mma Nnamdi na o nwere okwu nchọla ịgwa anyị ichefugo na nwaeze adefu na mbanụ n'ọkwa na nwaeze ka ebụnụ maka na ama m n'ọchịchị lụrụ ya ibe nna ya iwere ọchịchị lụrụ ibe nna ya iwe pụta ka ịzọpụta ụmụ Igbo nụ ụmụ Igbo afọ na ị ga-azọpụta fa eziokwu na o nwere ife ga-eme gị n'ụwa ị ga-adị ka echi maka na amamụ na echi n'ọdị agwụ agwụ ndụ gị ga-adị n'afịa na n'izu na anọ eke n'olie na afọ na nkwọ ka ndụ gị ga-adịnụ onye chụba gị n'ọgada mmiri ọtụ nwa ọkụkọ nne n'ụwa ya nwada nwa ọkụkọ nne n'ụwa nwee ngwongwo nsọ nna dị na mmiri bụ nke anyị omemma melu ga-aba n'ilu omenjelu n'ụwa gaba n'ilu mmesịa ndị bụ nne Chukwu na ọ dị gị n'alụ Nwachukwu na mmesịa mmeli bụ nke anyị Nnamdi Kanu odogwu bili eze ndị Igbo gburugburu Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu Obinigwe na-ekwu okwu n'ogwele ife gbalụ Jehova ya lee eyi Obinigwe na-ekwu okwu ọ ka na-ekwu okwu Obinigwe na-ekwusi okwu ike eyi Nnamdi Kanu ọchịagha ụmụ Igbo odogwu Biafra bili odogwu ndị mozi na-agbala ọkụ sumudu eziokwu na alili na-egbu m ụmụnne m na alili na-abịawa mazụ onye Igbo wee gụsị akwụkwọ nụ na inweta ọlụ na Naịjirịa na ọbụzi ọlụnụ na anya pasi lọ ife ọbụla na ịlụ na amị na Naịjirịa na ọbụzi nsogbu ịlụ na polisi bụ ọlụ inye ndị Igbo ọlụ n'ọkwa nsogbu gwa m ibe a ga-eme n'ụwa ka wee metanụ ndị Naịjirịa mmanụ Ifeanyi nwee ka na-akọla anyị na mmanụ anyị ka Naịjirịa ji dị ebube mineral and resources anyị nwelu n'ụwa nọ ya ka Naịjirịa si wee dị ebube ma ndị nwe ife na-aga ụlọ na-emelụ falụ ndị nwe ife na-aga ụlọ na-apịawa fazụ Chukwu ka na-ekwuriri okwunu ndị eluigwe ka na-ekwu okwunu basi na-emesịa na anyị ga-enwe mmelinu na-emesịa na n'ụwa na mmeli bụ nke anyị n'ote ka ọ dị njọ n'ụwa na-emesịa na n'ụwa na-emesịa na ọga
For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that Chukwukika may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, Chukwukika Biama Puremi, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children, IPOB, to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise.
Oh, ndị be anyị lụtakana nọ n'enu ụwa nke anyị nọ abụrọba anyị ncha bụ otu na Chukwu ka anyị gatukene n'ụsọ ndụ wee lụta n'ọchukwu kele anyị n'ụwa ka anyị nwere n'ofu obi wee bili n'udo na ndokwa. Usandwe meganyo anya de lotanka de la de Usandwe meganyo ufada de lotatina chukudifo Usandwe meganyo upondo na tusie kuomo Rele lo la 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 le la 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 Rele
Good evening, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom. This is Biafra Radio, and my name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in the United Kingdom, and today is the 8th day of March 2021, of March year of our Lord 2024, and it's approximately 21 minutes on top of 8 p.m. here in the United Kingdom. Presumably the same 21 minutes on top of the hour on the Holy Land of Biafra this evening. As we have assembled on Biafra Radio, as I welcome you, please welcome others. This is the only mouthpiece of IPOB as sanctified by our leader worldwide. This is Biafra Radio worldwide. We're reaching you out from UK and North London to be precise. And I'm one of the principal servants here in the United Kingdom as the North London coordinator to be precise. This evening, I'm going to take you into a journey because it's very, very important. As you all know, so many things has gone under the carpet, but it's about time we have to set the record straight, especially pertinently to our legal team. As I title this evening, let's break it down to a layman perspective around MMK case. And the topic is the flaws of fake Barrister Ejiofor and Ceremonial, Ozekhome. These two men they're going to remain in the history of Biafrans because we'll remember them. But I want to take you to the journey as we started from the day Ifeanyi Ejiofor become involved in IPOB. I will give you guys step by step this evening. As we understood, a lot of people have been asking pertinent questions, what has transpired, but it seems they have taken it in themselves because they've lost voices. They don't know what to do. Even though their handlers could not even come out to openly say, you know what, these people has been relieved their duties as our leader has been instructed. They were employees. You know, they are not employers. They were employed by IPOB and by our leader. And Ozekhome on his contract, he get $80,000 that can be verified till tomorrow morning. And host of them. Now, what I want to do this evening is that I'm going to give you a lowdown of Ifeanyi Ejiofor's resume within IPOB. And of avoidance of doubt, you know, there's so many people, misconception that have gone on over the time. Ejiofor, I want to state it categorically this evening, that Ejiofor was employed in 2016, not 2015. Because, you know, sometimes people will want to overrate themselves. Ifeanyi Ejiofor's name was mentioned here on the 9th of January 2016 when we held meeting, you know, here in United Kingdom, Onyenzu was kidnapped and arrested first time in 2015. Then it was Obeta was still there. So I want to clarify this tonight because a lot of people are confused. And let me say this again, because at the end of the day, when Ejiofor was brought through the back door, there was a process then because Obeta was, you know, not being in his best, you know, best dealings, we'll put it that way, even though he hasn't contact. Our former deputy didn't know him. I think he was a schoolmate and stuff like that. And those then were fighting with Ejiofor, then saying that he was the person that brought him, that they want to jail our leader. All these things now. Fast forward, Ejiofor was employed through the back door on 2016, I think, probably there about January. Everybody starts seeing him around Onyendu. And that was what happened. That's what I want to clarify, because he's saying he become IPOB lawyer in 2015. That's a pathological liar, because you want to sow seed where he did not, want to reap where he did not sow. So I want to clear that, very, very important. Now, as I move forward, again, there is something I need to do. But before then, I'm not going to go into reading the guidance principle that Ejiofor drafted to Rita Ezeisi, which is including Chike Doziem and his host of them are operating till tomorrow morning. I have read that particular guidance principle numerous times, and I will indulge you to go to UK media and Alpha Power Media Facebook page. You can still see that particular, that everything was posted there, about 27 page of what transpired in America. And there, the beginning of it was, the third paragraph was Ejiofor drafting a memo, the guidance principle that they used till tomorrow morning. Now, I want to clarify something here. Ejiofor, in 2021, when Onyendu was renditioned, there was a meeting that called. Ejiofor was in that meeting, and Ejiofor was asked to now file for Onyendu extraordinary rendition. I don't know, he was plain ignorant, he don't understand what extraordinary rendition was, but he refused and insisted that he's going to. He went ahead and be filing terrorism charge that the Nigerian government is trying Onyendu before the attempt assassination in 2017. This is exactly what happened. Ejiofor refused to follow due process and instruction that was given to him, because then he was so ignorant that he did not understood what extraordinary rendition is. Because even he argued with Ejimako, even I think, somebody made a reference about he knowing what, but this is what fact, what happened. I'm going to still come down to that when I'm as explaining come down. So I want you to take note of this, that Ejiofor never knew what extraordinary rendition was, but he claimed to be a lawyer, right? And he was so curious to file about the Nigerian government charging Onyendu with terrorism charge. That was what he concerned about, because that is the only way he can drive through on what his agendas was. Now, Ejiofor went ahead to destroy IPOB family member worldwide when he wasn't seeing Onyendu, but he was busy issuing falsified orders. Like, guidance principle was one of them, because that's where they drive the power to open Umeh account when they shut the first ESM account that was 747,000 was in it. I know our people forget things, but we don't. Everything we do is methodologically, calculated. We kept information, and everything is being well kept, like Onyendu normally said. Now, the first time Ejiofor has contact with Onyendu after his rendition to Nigeria was the ending of October 2021. Onyendu was brought back to the zoo in July after he was kidnapped on June 19 and tortured for 8 days. I think he came to the zoo, is it the same June or July? I think it's the same June 27 or 31, I can't remember the exact date. But Ejiofor having contact with Mazi Umeh was on the ending of October 2021. Reason being, he was so scared that the zoo was going to arrest him, because he was working for the freaking dead Buhari's administration. So now, as we move forward on this, I'm just giving you the preamble of what Ejiofor has done, because I want you to make sure you keep this particular audio and this broadcast tonight, because it's going to go a long way for those that are being under disarray, that don't understand what happened, because they think that this is a jamboree. When you've been employed to do a work, a professional, your professionalism is supposed to be the top notch. But we couldn't find it in Ejiofor because I don't know where he qualifies himself as a lawyer. Now, this is what happened based on the beginning of when Onyendu has issue. Now, I want to bring you down to what transpired, because at the end of this, I'm going to bring audios and I'm going to analyze them. When we won the case in our appeal court, remember this appeal court case, it took the Nigerian government 8 good days to appeal this decision for the stay execution. If you remember, after we won this case, the DSS supposed to release our leader instantly, as he may be. But it took the Nigerian government 8 good days for them to file the execution, file appeal for this execution that stayed. And one thing people didn't realize was what actually transpired in that court. Nobody understood what happened. Even those that are claiming that they are on the hem of affair of IPOB, because all of them were in it together. Because as long as Mazi Umeh is behind bars, everybody will be excelling in their own dealings, because Onyendu's name is only the gold mine that they strive with. Now, let me make this clear here. So when this happened, in the same court that was granted in our appeal court, the same court granted this stay for obvious reasons. But let me tell you what happened, the ironic thing that happened. That Ejiofor is Mazi Umeh lawyer. But Ejiofor sworn an affidavit for his client. Have you ever in your million years had a lawyer representing a client, which is the defendant? Now, he went and checked on affidavits for Mazi Umeh. That's against the law. That's number one. That's no way you can witness for the same case that you are being defendant to. I will repeat myself again. I said, for those that are confused, the number one fundamental error that was orchestrated, that Ejiofor, including Ozekhome, all of them was in it together, because that was what gave the Nigerian government whatever they have done, which I'm going to explain to you. How could you be a lawyer defending a client, the defendant, now you went and sworn affidavit for that person to be a witness to the same person you're defending? That was the loopholes they created and made them to grant the state of execution. And that was what made them give Ozekhome, the CEO they gave him, the commandant of Niger. Some of you don't understand where the award came from. Suddenly someone that took Buhari, the dead Buhari, to court. How comes the CEO they gave Ozekhome, and to be exact on when the CEO was given to Ozekhome? I want to be very clear in whatever I say here. This is the CEO that was given to Ozekhome. Ozekhome took the dead Buhari to court for avoidance of doubt, right? But the same man, that took Buhari to court, and Buhari gave him an award on the 11th of October 2022. 11th of October 2022, Ozekhome collected an award from the same man he took to court. This is the height of treachery and unprofessionalism. People say, oh, because he's a son. A son that the case that a country that prosecuting somebody that he knew, he came out and be bragging that, giving histories, all these fallacy, telling us about a story that was happening in 1967, which all of them was, partner in crime, but he was trying to confuse the gullible-minded. But beneath it, they know what they were. Even though he collected $80,000 from IPOB, but did nothing. Now, I want everybody that know what law is all about. Some of them came out to tell you what happened in court when The private prosecutor they brought to, to prosecute Onyendu, when Onyendu brought his hand to trick him, the man decided to bow his head to respect our leader. Understood the consequences of not being complete senses when you being an opposition. There's no sign of you don't have to give any sign of weakness whatsoever. But this is what happened. Because I'm going to play some voices. I just showed you the Safitic CEO that was given to Ozekhome. It was after the stay they gave him that. He took Buhari to court to defend Mazi Umeh. What does that tell you? Any right-thinking person will understand there's something going on. And now let's go back to the ruling. The day they ruled this case. When this stay of execution that the Nigerian government perpetrated in conjunction with what Ejiofor did, Ejiofor filed, and somebody should ask Ejiofor, are you a lawyer or are you Mazi Umeh's PA? You dependent Mazi Umeh wearing wig, but you went and commit crime under Mazi Umeh. Nobody know what happened. But I'm telling you tonight. Because we need to lay this to bear. So people now will stop asking questions. Those some of them are trying to meddle into the legal team. And they were brutally, stopped from the beginning. Guess what happened? The day the ruling came up, Ozekhome went to America and stayed in Miami, dancing Congosa in Miami. Everybody saw it. The video was everywhere. But Ozekhome was in America. As a clan he is, Ejiofor was not in the court. Rather, they send an Hausa lawyer to represent Mazi Umeh. Some of you have forgotten. But like I said, we don't forget anything. Reason why I'm making this abundantly clear this evening is that everybody that have asked questions, your question should be answered here. Now, I want you to listen to Ozekhome before I will play the man that they brought to the day that estate's execution. The reason why Nigerian government filed that particular appeal under 8 days before they moved it to Supreme Court because of what Ejiofor did. And it was perpetrated in conjunction because they were in the same accord because they know he was committing crime. But nobody voiced it out. But that's exactly what happened. It's on black and white paper. Listen to Ozekhome on this particular audio before I will play the man the day of stay of execution. After 8 days, Onyendu was meant to be released. They were nowhere to be found. I want you to listen.
For Alpha Power Media International.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, today's proceedings border essentially on the main appeal, which we believe was ripe for hearing. When this case came up on the 27th of April, Thursday, 27th of April, the Supreme Court ordered the federal government to file their brief of argument as appellant within 6 days. They had asked for 5 days, but the Supreme Court was gracious enough to give them 6 days. They did not file that brief until Tuesday. Even when they filed it on Tuesday, I discovered that the brief was 53 pages, more than the threshold of the 40 pages allowed by the Supreme Court. I'm not the kind of lawyer to embarrass opponents. So I told the Supreme Court, I told Ghazali SCN from the Federal Ministry of Justice and his junior, I called them and then also wrote to them that the practice and convention at the Supreme Court is that a brief should not exceed 40 pages. So they had to file another one on Wednesday, which they served us late on Thursday. We had only the weekend to prepare our own respondents brief, which we duly filed on Tuesday in the morning and served them. So from all intents and purposes, the appeal was ripe for hearing. But today, the federal government came and said they wanted to file a reply brief. I told their counsel, you can even, these points of law you are showing me which you want to file formally, you can stand up and say them orally, verbally, and we will not oppose. In any event, you are saying we raised a preliminary objection in our brief. It was raised in our brief, not as a separate document. But I believe that their own intention was to stall the proceedings, because he said he had the instruction of the Attorney General that he must reply to it. I said, no one is saying you should not reply, but it doesn't have to be in a written form. You can reply orally. We have all done it now and again by replying orally, verbally. He will not do that. So the Supreme Court said, in order not to shut them out, they will give them a short time to file the reply within 2 days. Then I begged the Supreme Court, I pleaded with the Supreme Court to give us the shortest possible date, even this month or early next month. But they looked at their calendar and their docket that is pitiably full. It's so unfortunate this is the busiest Supreme Court in the world, because all manner.
Okay, now, there's something I want to make of what this man, because some of you don't understand what he's saying. Remember when they came back and told us that Supreme Court is still on recess? And that case moved, I think, another 2 months again before they brought it to the 16th or 15th of December, 2023. Now, if you listen to this man, are you going to tell me that this man is somebody that has actually understood what he was doing? Because now he was doing his work, actually doing for the prosecutor, whom he has now, the people that is against, he is one correcting them. Will you now have to take advantage of their flaws for you to be able to be on top of your game, or you be the one correcting them? That's a red flag for me. Now, this is the man they brought the day this stay execution happened. They perpetrated it. Ejiofor wasn't in the court. He was in Miami dancing Arabanco there, Kongosa in Miami, when this thing happened. I want to play the video because over time we forget. This is the video of the man they brought on the day of this stay of execution that happened. They all planned it well, and everybody backed up. Ejiofor was nowhere to be found. This is it here.
Well, reaction is that the court has delivered its ruling in its wisdom. It's the same court that gave judgment on the 13th of this month, ordering a release or a discharge of Mazi Umeh. Well, the same court in its wisdom has this afternoon, though a different panel, but the same court of appeal, held that there should be a stay to that.
Now, did you hear what the man said? I just said it before I played this voice. The same court that released Mazi Umeh, the same court in a different panel, and now stay the execution. This is what they planned, because Ejiofor, Ozekhome, Ejiofor filed affidavits as a witness for Mazi Umeh, whom is defending. Have you ever had a thing like this before? Whoever, can you fathom it in your brain? What was Ejiofor's intention? You know, this is the highest treachery anybody can think of. Ejiofor have done. It depends on our leader. You pardon Ejiofor. You know, Onyendu can decide tomorrow to sue him because of his misconduct. He cost things he have cost. How could you went to file affidavits for a client you're defending, and you are the attorney or lawyer or barrister, whatever you want to ascribe to yourself? You had this man say the same Supreme Court that gave Onyendu release our leader unconditionally. The same Supreme Court stays the execution. Because why? Because Ejiofor knew what he was doing by going to filed, sworn an affidavit for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a witness. I want to but this is the man they sent. The day of the stay, none of them showed up on that court to tell you that they knew what they were doing. But the handlers, even those that are working, they don't understand jack. They don't understand what is going on. They don't know what was going on. That is why I'm taking my time tonight to explain this to you guys, to understand what is happening. Because this shenanigan needs to stop. And thank God that everything has strategized now. We are moving forward as we may. But the reason why I'm trying to explain this to the layman perspective tonight is for every single one of you that confused to understood the crime Ejiofor committed against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB at large. Very, very important people take this home.
On the 13th of this month, ordering a release or a discharge of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the same court, in its wisdom, has this afternoon, though a different panel, but the same court of appeal, held that there should be a stay to that same order of discharge, meaning that Nnamdi Kanu will remain in custody. That is, for us as lawyers, we don't have anything to do, I'll say, until, especially...
The funny thing is that nobody have heard of this man. This man just showed up in court to represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody have heard of this man. I haven't heard of him. I never knew that this man was in the legal, one of the legal team. Even as far as that kind of case, none of the so-called Sam was not there. Because they give him commandant of Niger after he done what they did what they did.
Knowing that the substantive appeal itself is before the Supreme Court, we go to the Supreme Court and ventilate the case of our client, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So that is the hope we look forward to, especially against the backdrop that they also made a consequential order that the record of appeal should be transmitted to the Supreme Court within 7 days. That gives a hope, an indication that the appeal will be heard within a record time. So we hope that will take place.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yet that, even on the record of the court, that the lead counsel, Chief Mike Ozekhome, who brilliantly argued the appeal on Monday, this application against the federal government, is presently attending the International Bar Association Conference in Miami, Florida. So I heard his brief.
Did you hear what the man said? Ozekhome collected $80,000 from us. And the day of important case like this, he was in the US collecting awards, dancing at Alabanco. I just want the man to say it. Because nobody have had this man. This is what happened. It is very, very important Biafrans know what has transpired. Very, very important. Very important.
Thank
very,
you.
very important. The man said it all. It is not, it didn't come from my mouth. The man he said it where Ozekhome went to. You know, he went to America and he was in Miami, you know, dancing Congosa in Miami. So this is it. This is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in the SS dungeon. And none of these people that are out there claiming, those that have attacked Mazi Nnamdi Kanu family member, attack Onyenu directly, and those claiming that in the leadership never highlighted all these points. Fundamental question, why did they stay the execution? For that point is because Ejiofor sworn an affidavit for his client. That was the only reason why Nigeria government filed a stay execution, because it's a crime under law. Ejiofor is defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How dare you went and filed and sworn an affidavit against you as a witness for your client? Isn't that a joke? Isn't that a joke? Now, there's still stuff I want to add on to this before I play some couple video that I want to play. What Ejiofor have done over time. Some of you are saying that Aloy Ejiofor, the reason why I want to point out Aloy Ejiofor tonight, even the incident that happened between Aloy Ejiofor and Ejiofor in the court, we have all this record. And for avoidance of doubt, Aloy Ejiofor came after a couple months that Ejiofor become IPOB lawyer as Onyendu special counsel since 2017. Our leader told you that he have 3 plans. Anybody that claimed to be his second, which that we don't have any second anymore, knows 1. Those that close know 2, and he knows the remaining 3. Aloy Ejiofor has been there since 2017 for avoidance of doubt. Right? For avoidance of doubt. But what I want to tell you tonight is this. He stole Aloy Ejiofor's wig in court because he didn't want Ejiofor to speak in court. Him, in the court. He didn't want him to speak in the court. This is the incident that happened. We're just giving you preamble what Ejiofor have done, which is very open. The day he told you that he was the Mazi Umeh most trusted, some of us knew that this guy was a sellout. Just to suffer Onyendu, there's nothing else that did that. It was well planned. Bruce Fem realized at the earlier stage and asked him to withdraw from the legal team because he knew that the man was facing a criminal case in the Nigerian court. So how can you go ahead and be defending somebody that under a civil matter while you have a criminal case to face for defrauding one of his clients about 6-something million naira? Is on record. And I want to make it clear tonight that every attack that are happening in IPOB, because all this whole thing started. Remember when he came out and told you, because never a time Ejiofor communicated as a lawyer, clear information message. I'm going to play a couple voices tonight about, I'm going to play Ejiofor's voice. I'm going to play Nemeke Ejiofor's voice. These are the communiques that came from their client. As the professional they are, they exhibited by not auditing or utter any word from what their client have told them to do because it's legal. But Ejiofor have falsified information. It was at the later stage and he started minding his words. The last interview that they went to do, now he started caution because his days are numbered. But forgetting that all those things he says will come to haunt him if only to decide tomorrow, even to prosecute him because he's a criminal. Very, very important. Very, very important. Then, Onyendu family, including Ejiofor, all the attack, Ejiofor sponsored them as a result of eminence and greed. Remember this. At a time of Operation Python Dams, Ejiofor never went back to Bintayako's court to file any case, saying that his client, he was looking for his client. If some of you remember, all these things was things that gave Ejiofor fame in the zoo. He was running around like a lunatic, granting interview, left, right, and center, collecting award. But he never went to Bintayako's court to say that he was looking for his client. Does that show you that the guy actually understands what his jobs are? Is Ejiofor a lawyer or a native doctor that's supposed to be in the village, dragging no in his village where he came from? Let us be fair here, because at the end of the day, the question is, what was he thinking? He did absolutely nothing. From 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, I think 21, when somebody started doing something. 4 years later, he did that. The day he mentioned that, Bintayako told him that the case was not officially filed. He claimed that you're a lawyer. That baffles my mind. Because some of you don't understand what has happened under the carpet. But we're detailing it out for some of you that are confused. This is specifically for the real IPOB member that are confused. Ejiofor never went back to file any case in Bintayako's court. Again, when IPOB was proscribed, he did not file anything in court challenging the proscription until when Barrister Ejiofor, the special counsel, jumped into this case, was when he suddenly realized something has to be done. Very, very important that Biafrans understand what is happening. Today, people are talking that IPOB persecution means nothing. Bunch of idiots don't understand what they're saying. They've forgotten that that particular gazette they did, that domesticated in the zoo. Zoo have a sovereignty. For some of you, Luni, you understand your left from your right. That was what gave them the impetus and gave them the authority to match their count in the street of Biafra land. Very, very important. That singular act, even though the war did not honor it. But even British stand on it when they're written about 157 pages here when they want to stop granting IPOB members asylum because they think that we are not terrorists. Some of you did not know this. It was someone that fought it in UK here and United Kingdom government, UK, the Home Office have to withdraw, even though when they have put that report out, it's on record. It was because we challenged it here legally and they have to back off. For some of you who does not know. One thing I will tell you tonight is this. Ejiofor should come out and tell Biafrans how many houses he owned before he became IPOB lawyer and how many he acquired now that he was IPOB lawyer. You know why? He was collecting money from the federal government. He is one of the real internal moles that they have brought from the back door. I remember 9th of January 2016 here in UK. Somebody opposed him because they knew something is not good. There's nothing good that's going to come out of him. But one thing is certain, Biafrans, I tell you one thing, like I said tonight, all I'm giving you tonight is facts. That's why we bring evidence with us. The day you guys recognize this, what this man did, you stone him to death. And the days of reckoning is fast approaching. Very, very important, Biafrans know. Very, very important, Biafrans know. And our advice is Ejiofor to go back to his village and practice what God, he has a calling, and his calling is a native doctor. That's what he should do. That's my candidate advice to him. Because as you can see, after he was relieved his duties, you could see the kind of people he's associating himself with, the kind of things he's done. That can tell. And you can see when they come and talk about Ejiofor and him was fighting in his village, the dragon or no, and that is man that went to this defend Mazi, and that was why he went to fight David for Onyendu. That was why he was going after collecting our war reference and center, and they've been suing the Nigerian government. They granted him this billion, that billion. All this was bribery money they were giving to them. Very, very important. Now, I want to tell something before I move forward. Now, I want to come down to what we have won as IPOB, the cases we have won. And those cases we have won that is visible have done by our special counsel that is now elite counsel of IPOB in present time. And remember, African Union in 18th of March 2018, Aba High Court in 19th of January 2022. That was the invasion of our leader's house that Ejiofor did not even thought about. Very, very important. Federal High Court, 26th of October 2022. Enugu High Court on 26th of October 2023. These are significant things that have done within the zoo. I'm not talking about the Hague and host of them. And Ejiofor, what he have done, with George and the generation, and every other thing remains under our leader. Our leader will make that decision when the time is right. But what I have given you tonight is a very precise information for those that have been struggling, understood what has transpired. Ejiofor deceased to be on this. It doesn't have any contact with our leader. We'll never have. And as soon as he relieved his position, even those handlers, that's one thing about when you become an informant. The day you lose that lead, those that have used you will abuse you. Two things involved. I will leave it there. Now, I want to play a couple videos. And one thing I want to say again to Biafran tonight. You see, I don't want to play too much video here tonight, but I want to play Soludo's voice. You know why I want to play this particular Soludo's voice? I want to take everybody back. Some of you forgotten that the same Ejiofor went to Odumeje's church and told them that Mazi Umeh is going to join them in that December. A lawyer. That's why I said the man does not understand what his job and his profession stand for. He has never given any report that is precise or something Onyendu said. Go and check every single what is it called? Let's say that he written after going to see our leader. It is things that come after. This is what he wants to tell you. And he's using these deceptive words of Umu Chineke to deceive the gullible ones. As if he's IPOB member. That is one of the red flags that shows that he's not a professional. He doesn't understand what his code of conduct of his job. He doesn't understand that. He does not understand why he's supposed to stay in his own lane as a lawyer. Even though you are sympathetic with IPOB, you don't have to show it in your body language or your words. Because it's contradicted. Listen to Soludo. I want to say something after Soludo speak. Before I'm going to play Aloy Ejimakor's voice and Ejiofor, and I will wrap it up here.
Of IPOB and all of that. But IPOB has come out and emphatically said, and I believe them, that they are no longer part of this criminal gang, as it were. And they are now working with us. And we'll probably see their own actions in the next few days, and the people are waiting to see what they can or cannot do to join us. And we called on them on the day of our inauguration. That if you are not part of this, come.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
And I now want to appeal and plead and request.
Listen to me carefully. The first video, when Soludo made this publication, including a lawyer, what is it called his name? Ifeanyi, Ejiofor, all of them was in accordance. That the IPOB is emphatically working. He was bragging that he's the one that brought peace and the election, they made them to win election and all that. But remember, in the second speech of Soludo, after Soludo made this speech, there is a series of attack against him. Because Soludo went to see Onyendu 101 in Kujo prison. Soludo is an educated man. He's not someone that was up to CBN governor. He lives in the United Kingdom, so he's not the man he can put under your pocket. He knows Onyendu even before now. After speaking to Onyendu, the man realized that all these people are riffraffs. And he make a declaration. I want you to listen to that declaration here. And after this declaration, what comes next? And you can see how relationship between them and Soludo are today. They have said all manner of things of Anambra State because of this particular speech here. When he's openly called for unconditional release, even offered that he wanted, he will stand shorty because Abaribe was ordinary senator. He's a sitting governor. Abaribe was a senator. He's a governor. So his immunity is higher than Abaribe. He said he will bring Mazi Umeh in the government state house. Anytime they want him, you present him back. They all kicked against this. To make sure there is a lasting peace. And one thing again I want to say tonight is this. Some of us forgotten how we get to where we are. Because over time, some of us we carry the way with invent. But before you will cure any symptom, you must know the genesis of that particular sickness, illness. Before anybody talk about the insecurity in Biafra land, question you should ask yourself, how did we get here? Have you sat down and asked yourself that question? I will post a video tomorrow because I have somebody who's coming out to talk and I want to sound warning to some of you. I am not telling you how to spend your money, but this individual are compromised. The money they have stolen from IPOB for the past 3 years, they cannot give account of £1. In UK here, before we had the issue we have in UK here, over 60,000 pounds, they can't give account of what they deal with the money. I will leave it there. But what I'm saying, regardless whomever is coming out to tell you something, you guys are fine. You woke up in the cold and in the summer to go to work. It's entirely up to you. I'm not in a position to tell you how to spend your money. But fundamental question should be now. And look at the space of what is happening. These are the people that didn't want Mazi Umeh to see the light of the day. But Soludo give a declaration that could. There's no reason why the government will deny, because the man is a governor. He's a governor. Listen, because we have forgotten, but tonight is the day of reflection. Because about the court case and what happened, I just give you a preamble. I didn't go deeper. There's no personal issues. I give you date, time, and event. That was it. Very, very precise.
Demand of the federal government and our able president, led by the able president Buhari, that a critical person required around that table for that conversation to be complete, for us to have an all-round approach to dealing with the issue of insecurity and discussing about the future of the Southeast. That person, and we need him urgently around the table. Please release him to us, and that is Nnamdi Kanu. I'm calling on the federal government to please release Nnamdi Kanu.
Don't forget that he didn't make this publication only just on a speech. It was officially written and copy the present president. This particular submission. This appeal wasn't only just verbal. It's communicated officially. CC the present president of that contraption called Nigeria. All head was let loose because they saw that there's no other reason. We know that Onyendu have no case, because before even to try Onyendu, you have already violated your own law under the African Charter that is signatory to. What they did was a crime against humanity. We all know that. But our leader was up to this. And that's why the hardcore Biafrans must understand. Forget about all these charlatans. Forget about the charlatans out there. Because they can't do anything without mentioning. Up to today, all of them, people even say that they're not with Mazi Umeh, but they still put Mazi. They still attack Mazi Umeh picture with their criminality. Even when they are doing their fundraising, shows you they say Mazi Umeh is their leader, but no, he's not your leader. The only thing you're mentioning, because without Mazi Umeh, there's nothing he could do. That's a fact of life. Onyendu could have stayed back in Israel and be talking on radio and commanding men on the ground. That is not how you get freedom. Three things is involved as a freedom fighter and as a leader. It's either you're 6 feet deep on the grave, or in exile, or in prison. This three thing will happen. Being in exile is that you have to leave, not fucking yapping. Fact of life. When Soludo made this appeal, all hell let loose. Then they start calling names, mentioning people's names in their so-called radio of gossip. But I'm reminding them tonight. You see this internet we are in today. Mark my word, none of you is going to go scot-free on the crime you guys have committed. None of you. Before you talk about insecurity in Biafra land, it doesn't matter what anybody is doing today. Who caused the problem in Biafra land? Question marks the reason why he should suspend the seat at home. I have cost over $1 million and livelihood. I will post that video for souvenir for him tomorrow. As he's coming to rant, then he will be reading that video and be telling people what his master told him to do, and he did opposite. Now that brought us to where we are today. Very, very important. Let's finish this video.
We made him around the table because we believe that we now want to have a comprehensive, heart-to-heart conversation about the future of the Southeast, about the future security and prosperity of the Southeast. No one should be left behind. Everybody should be there. If we cannot release him unconditionally, as requested by the courts, by the court judgments and so on, I now offer to be the shorty, release him to me. I will keep him. Release him to me. Release him to me. To me. Solution is here. Solution is here.
You know what? It is very emotional and very real. When Soludo says, a lot of people are saying, this is not political statement. This is not political step. He stands on his words and he says it with every impunity because he knows he has the power as elected governor. To be sincere to ourselves, it's only Mazi Umeh can diffuse whatever is happening in South, even though he didn't start it. He didn't start it because he was against it. He said it. And even that was the thing he said in the court, that is why he's there in the SS dungeon. That our people must be calm. That he doesn't want our people to die. That is a leader that have come to die for his own people. I want you to remember all this. You know, I don't want to waste too much time tonight because it's going to be a short one. But before I depart from here, the reason why I'm playing this particular two audios, and I want to show you something, again, is this. A lot of people don't know what Ifeanyi Ejiofor did in IPOB. I know some of you remember this particular memo, or maybe some of you have forgotten about it. This is the official document that can prosecute Chikedozie anywhere in the world of the crime he committed against IPOB. Because this is official document that have come out, communicate. He says it there that is copied to Chikedozie and to Ifeanyi Ejiofor. And it was the same Ejiofor that in the same council, legal council of Mazi Umeh, all of them represent Onyendu. Onyendu gave them a designated, assignment. Now, listen to me. Do you know why people copy people in email so you don't deny it? Just like I mentioned, when Soludo wrote that letter to dead Buhari, he knew that he was exiting. But that is why officially you need to copy the next man to pick it up. That's why the email is very, very, email does not go away. I'll give you an example. There was a time I had issue I went to America, I think it's 2007. I had issue with the American embassy then because of ticket app. They said I didn't return from America. My ticket I bought, I couldn't find it, but that ticket was my email. One day I was schooling, I found that email. I can sue them whenever I decide. Because it is not my fault, because I know I exited. And I told them what transpired. I bought my ticket with my Bank of America. I'll just give you an instance. Now, it was CC'd Ejiofor on this particular, this is with the heading. Ejiofor never reacted about this particular memo. Because Ejiofor already have drafted his own memo against Mazi Umeh. He never mentioned this memo for everything he has done. Showed you how devilish and wicked this man is, and unprofessional. He has exhibited that the man is a born criminal. You see this? I said people, whatever they did in another country, they can't try it here in the United Kingdom. Even the company house they tried, they know how far he came, and we are watching. Because in UK here, you can trigger things whenever you want. The law here is quite different, so it won't cost you anything. I'm telling you the truth. Now, this is where Chikedozie is CC. That's what I'm saying. If you understand law, Chikedozie is signatory to our code of conduct. So if anything you want to do against Chikedozie, pick up that code of conduct with this particular memo here. Because it's going to be questioned. It doesn't matter where he is. He won't have to walk around the world. I'm just saying for people to grasp what I'm saying. Now, I want you, but he never said anything. And the so-called dogs never said anything. But guess what? The same Ejiofor, the first time there was something that happened about it at home, Ejiofor brought a message on audio. All of them was clapping hands, sharing it. Because Chikedozie caused the mayhem in Biafra land to defeat it. This same Ejiofor passed message. I want to remind you guys, pass a message that actually dampened what could have happened then. When these men that are taking advantage, they want to cause it at home, all these criminals everywhere. I want you to listen to the same Ejiofor, his voice. Before I will play Aloy Ejimako, our special counsel, then I will depart. Very, very important. I'm not going to play it. I want you to listen a chunk of it.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Powerful, Tuzwama. Ana m ekele gị. Biko, eso m na ndị ga-efu onye ndu yesterday na DSS. What is it, 50? Eso m na ndị ga-efu onye ndu yesterday, 5th of December 2022 na DSS. Afọ mbụ na-emeka Ejiofor. Abụ m ofu lawyer n'ime ndị lawyers na-ekpere ikpe. O nwere ozi ọ sị ka m zie ịma powerful ka m zikwuo ndị ọzọ ka unu nwee ike irebrocast ya. Anya bụ ozi bụ na ya nụrụ na a na-enwe na nwere ndị chọọ itinye sit at home 5 days sit at home from 9th of December 2022 to 14th December 2022 minus on the 13th of December 2022. Wesi m gwa unu na ndị anụ anaghị itinye na sit at home bụ ndị a chọrọ pịa pụta from the dungeon ọ nọ. Na ndị a bụ ndị federal government amalami kwụnyere ụgwọ n'aka ha wee tinye ọgba aghara n'ala Igbo wee na-eme sit at home ma nke kwesịrị ime.
Now, this message was communicated in Igbo because it was very, very pertinent. Igbo land, one of the clan in Biafra land. And this message was digested by every sundry that was, everybody our tension was high at that point in time. But the question is, how did we get here? But the same lawyer, I just flagged his memo, that more official. This is a voice, because in America, this was a voice. These days it can AI any voice you want to for your information. You can claim that I'm not the one that said it. I want you to hear me out here. I can AI any voice I want. That is how the world has gone, right? Now, America can say I wasn't the person that actually said this. Number one, because it was sent as an audio message. Unless you send it directly to their WhatsApp messages before now you make public. Yeah? I want to tell you how, the technology worked and how it guided and whatnot. But the most important one was the memo that he written, black and white, with his letter heading. That can be honored anywhere. You can't take this particular audio to anywhere in the world saying Nemeka said. No. One is speaking it in one dialect. But that particular memo you are seeing here is in English words, with an address, with phone number, with email that can be verifiable if you think it's false. If you take it to any judiciary in any country, first thing they will make a contact to confirm if this actually does it. First of all, they will Google Nigeria and check that they will, just like UK here. I check any company that registered. If this man is actually a lawyer in the Zoom, what they'll find out is official. I'll stop it there. But they disregard the official document and they knew that this message came from our leader. Disobedience of Chike Dozem and his gang of murderers was the reason why Biafra land is the way it is today. But the same Mazi Umeh was in prison. Pass message now because Ejiofor cannot communicate anymore. A different lawyer, and he passed that message without uttering anything. That was why people hacking into it. Number one. That's that part. Now, but the memo, they didn't honor it. I want us to listen to by our special counsel before I close the program for an obvious reason.
Alpha Power Media International.
Thank you for joining us on Newsnight. Now, let's get something.
Thank you.
Right. Let's get something really straight here. We need some clarity for the purpose of the viewer. Okay. Those enforcing the sit-at-home order till now, who are they loyal to? Who are they answerable to? Are they answerable to Nnamdi Kanu or answerable to Ekwa?
Well, I'll speak on what I know as of counsel. That might be limited knowledge. That might be all you need to know, and our viewers tonight. Mazi Umeh is the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. There are no two supreme leaders, and at this moment, there is no deputy leader. They have other leaders lower down the hierarchy of supreme leader and deputy leader. So standing on that, anybody that acts in the name of IPOB, whether the person acted for good or bad or for the ugly, is often attributed to the head of the organization, and the fish rots from the head. So Umeh is very concerned about this. He never meant for things to go this awry, to go out of control. So your question is quite relevant. So he is trying to separate the apples from the oranges here. So that
Now, the reason why I want this particular audio to play, because when our special counsel granted this interview, this is one of the propaganda they propelled, that he was accepting that Simon Ekpa was part of IPOB, but that was not what he says, because that was when Onyendu authorized him to say the things he said, and he make it categorically clear, and that is how he ate. Because at the end of the day, and the same plea, the Soludo plea is the same thing that he's trying to analyze. As we don't have hierarchy, we don't have deputy leader anymore. So, and what we should always remember is that anybody anywhere today doing something criminality involving IPOB name is solemnly lies on the fell of leadership of those that were up to know better, because they could not manage what is given to them. They gave every loopholes, and the responsibility is what he just explained. I will leave this video. I'm not going to go ahead with it anymore. So I will summarize. So I will just let you listen, because that's what they picked up. That I saw some of them sometimes spoke about it, but why I brought it back tonight is based on the directions of Onyendu and the relationship between a client and his attorney, or lawyer, or barrister, as you might call it. As far as you're behind bars, the only person, the best friend you have is your lawyer. And the lawyers have sworn an oath that they will be there for you. And one thing they must not do is to go contrary to your wishes. It's very, very important. It's even against the law. It's against the law. Lawyer don't have time to force anything on you. You have to, when you want to make decision, they will allow you to have your 7 senses right. Not being under duress, not pressing you. You have to have your mind right. And they have to communicate it without uttering anything. That's exactly what he did, because Onyendu remained the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, whether good or bad. And that is why he's only him can diffuse what is happening, because what is happening is not Mazi Umeh that ignited it. Onyendu saw it and told those that we are supposed to know better, suspend this at home, we don't need it now, because something is going to happen. And Chief Edozium was questioning Mazi Umeh, why would they suspend the seat at home? Because they have not given them what their requests are according to his word. I will post that video for you to listen. I don't want him to speak his words. That is why I played that particular audio again tonight, to remind Biafrans there's nothing we can sweep out of under the carpet. We must talk about everything. Everything that comes out of our way, we critically analyze every single thing. So the purpose of this particular program tonight, like I titled it again, and I will remind you guys again, if time gives me any time I come on air, because one most important thing now we'll be talking about is our leader upcoming court. I have told you why we went back from the basis. We started fresh again. We're going back to square one. That was orchestrated. How did we get back to square one? Because Ifeanyi Ejiofor sworn an affidavit for his client as a lawyer that is defending. That is simple. For any layman that is confused, ask yourself the question. The reason why we went back to Federal High Court is because Ifeanyi Ejiofor, that is a Onyendu's lawyer, went and sworn an affidavit as a witness for Onyendu. That is a crime. That is one thing I want. Who does not understand? Maybe the English might be too much for some of us. But whomever is going to listen to this, you don't need anybody to explain it to you. The reason why we are in Federal High Court today, went back to we started from square one again, is because even though you have no case to answer, but all this was planned out. That is my word to you tonight, and all these things is with evidence. I brought it to you. The day of the execution, Ozekhome was in America dancing. Congosa Ejiofor was nowhere to be found. They sent an Hausa lawyer to come and defend our leader. We don't know who he is. The man said it that he was in America collecting an award, and they give him this award because of this job well done. How can you collect award from the same person you took to court? Can anybody tell me that you can collect award from? And today you see them analyzing Onyendu in court when the special prosecutor they brought doesn't, because he understand ethically it's not right. So he chose to bow before Onyendu, and Onyendu give him the same nod, and that was it. That's a sign of respect. That's one thing I want you to take home. It is very, very important that we understand what has happened. And now, what are we supposed to do? Every single one of us now need to come together, because it is very, very important. Now, what they are doing is now they have got nothing to say. But they wouldn't come out and tell you that Ifeanyi Ejiofor, for some of them, before they were campaigning that Onyendu will not show up in the court, this is what they told them, what purpose of them must show them. But, this life we are living, the evil that men do will always live with them. That's my prayer for every single one of you. Those that have speak ill against Onyendu and Onyendu's family, today they are reaping what they have sowed. You see those swords you turn against our people, that sword will swallow all of you, one after another. I said it before. So for me, what I have said tonight is very straightforwardly. One thing you must take home tonight is that IPOB paid Ozekhome $80,000 for him to go and collect an award from Buhari. And now he is one now directing his opponents how to write their thresholds and whatnot. That is not your job to direct them what to do. You're supposed to take advantage of their flaws for you to be able to be ahead of your own game. You know what I mean? That's the little world we are living on. You're always waiting for professionals. When you fight in footballers, everybody, they're all professional, they're all smart, but you're waiting for someone to make mistake. You capitalize on their mistake. You don't see somebody make mistake. You say, oh, I'm correcting you because I don't like to disrespect people. I don't like to molest people. That means you're not professional. It's simple as that. So why did you get paid $80,000 to tell the federal government that they have filed above the threshold? That is what you should have waited when they come on court. You will trash them out there. Publicly, people will see that you're doing your job. You charlatan. I thank every single one of you for listening, because just all of us to get involved. 19th is the all road lead to Abuja. That 19th. That's all I have to say. Before then, I'll still come on air, and hopefully that we're going to have another landmark on that day to cover that particular program live. The whole world will be watching. Like I said, IPOB one family, IPOB one family, IPOB one family. The real IPOBs I'm talking to, the hardcores. I'm not talking about the hypocrites and psychophants out there that have beaten them own self to death. Doesn't bother us, but one thing is certain. Our leader is still in prison. And I tell you one thing, if Mazi Umeh kind of want to come out tonight, it's decision, not me and you. So anybody thinking that whatever you're doing is attribute of Mazi Umeh, kind of forget about it. And one more thing. As it's going down in the United States, we are just watching closely. But for your information, that's the news making everywhere that the former 44th president of America have just won the Republican nominee. Now head to head with Joe Biden, and we'll be watching. That's the news making ahead where, like I said, I thank every single one of you for listening to me this evening. And may Chukwu Kabiyama continue to guide and bless every single one of you. Most importantly, may continue to fortify and incubate Mazi Umeh, the Messiah of our time, the Lord of Lords and King of Kings, There's nothing above him. If there is, show me. I haven't seen anything like that before since I was born. A man sacrificed 2 parents and still standing. If you could do it, please be my guest. And for me from here, it's good night.
Ọkwe mana Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu nụ, ndị n'igwe bụ aka na-ekwu okwu. Icheta ife melu n'oge gara aga mgbe a nụrụ Naijiria bịabụla wọ bajidelu ndị be anyị nụ wee sụọ ndị be anyị ka akwụ n'ọkwa nne n'ụwa. Eziokwu na alili na-egbu mụnụ ngekwuzi one ya lipi ya nụ. Obi n'igwe ka na-ekwu okwu nụ, mmeli na bụ nke anyị. Sumudu alele onye na-ebe ibe kata ibedebe etela ugbo etela ose ya emesikwa na ọ ga-adị mma maka na mụ ma na ikuku bugharịsi ọdụ igwu ọ ga-akwụbi ofu ebe. Sumudu Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu, obi n'igwe na-amụ anya n'aka Chukwu dị n'alụ anyị. Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu, I see miracle coming on the way. No nwere ife gbalụ Jehova ya lee Chimo. Nnamdị na Chukwu na-ekwu okwu, Nnamdị Kanu odogwu ndị Mozi na-agbala ọkụ. Nnamdị Kanu odogwu lejaba ezigbo mmadụ na anyị nọpụ. Odogwu ndị Mozi na-agbala ọkụ. Sumudu Nnamdị na ọ bụ ndị Igbo lele ya ele wee nwụrụ iwe nwunye ndị ilo n'aka. Emesịa na ọ ga-adị mma nụ maka na o chetalụ m ife melu n'akwụkwọ nsọ mgbe Josef na-akwanite mgbe ọ na-achọ ichi eze ụmụnne ya jikọtala aka wele ya welesi ya ndị ilo mana Josef mesili wee bụla eze. Josef no mesiri bụla eze. Nnamdị n'ọbụ ife ga-eme afụlụ m amụma ka ọ na-abịa na mmezu. Cheta tupu ndị lebulu yi amụma niile ibusili ọbịazigo na mmezu. Emezianụ na ọ ga-adị mma. Onye na-ebe akwa bedebe, onye na-erujuru debe maka na afọ m na mmeli na njedebe. Eziokwu na mmeri ga-abịa n'ikpeazụ. Onye na-ebe akwa bedebe, onye na-ebe ekpelebe esibe ike, onye na-eme omenala emesibe ike nụ. Eziokwu na ndị Igbo anwago. Without ndị Igbo there is nothing like Nigeria. Ndị Igbo ji ikonomi Nigeria ewo nnenu esikanụ ewo alili ka nnebe alili egbu ụmụ nne n'ụwa mụ. Eziokwu na ndị ọcha pịawala anyị azụ. Eziokwu na ndị ọcha mere anyị ibe banyela ya ụka nye ndị ugwu ọchịchị nụ ma tata na anyị na-atụzi ala. Eziokwu na Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu nụ emezia na mmeri bụ nke anyị. Chukwu ka na-ekwu, obi n'igwe na-ekwu, Chukwu ka na-ekwu okwu. I see freedom coming, freedom na-abịa, mmeri na-abịa. eziokwu na mmeri na-abịa na ndị Kanu ọchịagha ụmụ Biafra
odogwu ndị ozi na-agbalị
ọzọ Igbo ndụ ezi Igbo gburugburu ezoghị na mekeneyi ndụ gị ga-adị ezoghị na ị ga-adị ka echi aka Chukwu dị n'alụ onye bụ nwa Chukwu onye bụkwa nwa Chineke onye bụkwa nwa ọgbụgba ndụ odogwu bili ezi Igbo gburugburu
odogwu ndị ozi na-agbala ọkụ